Retail is not one size fits all. It comes in many different formats, each designed for a specific customer need. Let's break it down. There's something called store-based retailing, non-store-based retailing, or service-based retailing. Now, store-based retailing, this is the most familiar type. It could be your local bakery shop, run by independent retailer, or a global retail chain like Walmart, franchise like McDonald's, all fall into the store-based retailing, right? Or think about a lease department like Sephora inside a large store in consumer operatives, all which is owned by the customer themselves. All are coming under the ownership or the store-based retailing. This is another category. We have a classification of the retail based on the merchandise or the volume they carry, which is focused on the product mix. A convenience store is a perfect for a quick snack shop, while a supermarket covers weekly groceries. Hypermarket like Carrefour or the Big Bazaar combine all it under one roof. Especially retailer like Nike or the Sephora focus on one category. Department store like Macy's offer variety, and the off-price retailer like a factory outlet like TJ Maxx or Nike outlet deliver the discounted products. Or we have a catalog showrooms. The earlier version of IKEA style browsing belongs here. Then we have something called non-store based retailing. This kind that does not need a traditional shop. This includes direct selling like Avon, telemarketing calls, or even a vending machines at the airport. Today, this extends into the world of online shopping and the e-commerce, which is a modern version of the mail order. And then we have something called service retailing. Here, when you buy, is not a product or a physical product, but it is a service. Whether it is a bank offering loans, or a Uber renting your ride, or the law firm providing you the expertise, all are service-based retailing. Now, whether you are shopping at a Walmart, grabbing a coffee from a vending machine, or booking a flight, it is all retail, but a different format. Now, here is the key. Retailers must pick the right format based on the customer that they wanted to target. In the next section, we will look at the types of the retailer and how they have shaped the shopping experience. Some part of the training will also cover how to choose the right format and the classification based on the strategy that you're making. But for now, let's move on and see the different types of retailers. As we just talked, that retail is not about one size fits all. There are different formats, and in this slide we are going to talk about all these formats, right? These are some of the major formats. Let's start with grocery retailer. Grocery makes up over 50% of the global retail sales. The store manages everything from fresh produce to the packaged goods, dealing with demand fluctuations in the short life cycle. Good example, More in India and the Tesco in UK. Their mission is simple: to keep the essential fresh, affordable, and always available. The next is a convenience store. Think speed and proximity. Did you know that there are over 80,000 7-Eleven outlets worldwide? These small format stores thrive on the frequency, quick shopping trips, even if the margin is lower. Right? 7-Eleven, as I mentioned, there's another convenience retail is called Family Mart, which has stores across Asia. Now, customer pay for one thing for such kind of store is the convenience, and that's why it is called the convenience store. Coming down to the third one, which is called the pharmacy retailer. As the name suggests, it is all about selling the pharmacy. It is $1 trillion global industry. Pharmacies are more than just medicine shop. They sell OTC drugs, health, and also the beauty products. and also provide the vaccination in multiple wellness programs. Rite Aid or Walgreens are a good example when it comes across the pharmacy. Next, we have departmental stores. Now, this giant stores offer everything under one roof: clothing, electronics, kitchenware, cosmetics. They aim to be one-stop shop for the lifestyle goods. Target in US and the Walmart, which operates 10,500 stores globally, are example of the department stores. Now, success comes from handling the massive inventory while ensuring a smooth shopping experience. And that's what actually the department stores are expert on. Luxury retailing. Talk about the luxury retail industry. It's worth more than $350 billion and continuously thriving on the high margin and the exclusivity. It is not just about product, it is about prestige, experience, and the lifestyle. Good example is Luxottica, which is a force behind the eyewear that you wear. It's a Ray-Ban and Oakley. LVMH, which owns Louis Vuitton, Dior, and many more luxurious brands. Here, the salespeople are like consultants, building relationship and curating experience, just opposite what you see in the convenience and grocery stores. Next category is specialty retailing. Now, these retailers go deep into the niche categories like travel or office supplies. Good example could be Dufry, a global retailer in airport duty-free stores, and the Staples, which is specializing in office products. In the Staples, you will get everything related to the office products and the stationery. Their edge lies in the depth, not the breadth of the categories that they are offering. Fashion retailers, now I think another big industry, which is around $1.7 trillion across the world. Fast moving, seasonal, trend driven, all challenges that you could think about is there in the fashion industry. Now here the success depends on the fresh inventory and the style cycle. If retail is not able to match that, there will be fail soon. Good example could be Ross, which is a dress for less, or Balk. Now these retailers continuously change their assortments from spring to summer to fall, and that's where they try to create excitement and relevancy for the customer. Last but not the least is cash and carry stores. Now, this is built for distributor and the wholesalers. Okay, this is a more of warehouse-like stores, focusing on the bulk pricing and the efficiency. Example, Metro Cash and Carry and Carrefour Cash and Carry. They enable smaller business to source products at a competitive rates. They don't sell one doll. They sell bulk doll together at a very discounted price, which those purchaser or the buyer can resell again. Now, together, all this 8 retailers type are the backbone of retail world, right? From the corner shop to the global luxury boutique, from the lifestyle to the cash and carry. Now, one of the key insight that while each type has its own unique identity, retailers do not always stay in one box. They evolve, expand and transform to meet the changing needs. Now, which brings us to the next discussion, the evolution of the retailers and how formats keep adopting in the dynamic industry that we are living in. Let's move on and see the evolution of the retail formats from maybe hundreds of years back till today.